All right, let's waste no time. Short week for the Lions after this game versus the Giants. Week 12, they take on the New York Giants at the crib. Honestly, um, it's not a big game at all. Not sure if Jackson Dart will be ready to go since no scam, Cam Scatterable, no Malik Neighbors. Lions were pretty pathetic offensively versus the Eagles. Um, Last week, Jameis started for the Giants. I watched a good bit of that game. You like, damn, like Jameis, he ain't threw a touchdown, he ain't threw a pick. And then at the end of the game, he threw it right in the end zone to the other team and threw a pick. The spread opened at 11.5. Right now it's 10.5. The Lions are a plus 450. The Giants are a plus 450, meaning if you bet 100, you win 450. Lions negative 700, meaning that if you bet 7, you have to bet 700 to win 100. The Lions have a 69.7% chance of winning this game. The Giants have a 30% chance of winning this game. You see the stats. It's whatever. Injury report right now: Anthony Johnson Jr. pup. Kayvon Thibodeau shoulder questionable. Darius Slayton questionable hamstring. Tyler Newman safety questionable neck. Raheem Nunez Roaches questionable toe. Defensive tackle Kirby Joseph questionable knee. I wouldn't even bring him back this week. Terrion Arnold questionable concussion. Khalif Raymond undisclosed questionable. Sam Laporta IR. Miles Frazier on the published still yet to return, but eligible to return. Like I said, this is one of those games where ain't much to talk about here. They should win this going away. The Giants, with or without Jackson Dart, is off. They're 0-6 on the road, and this year the Lions have just been fucking pathetic. Let's keep it real. A lot of the games that they have scored a bunch of points in, they have just not looked on point the whole season. They have just not looked on point. They've looked sluggish offensively. Just offensively, to be honest. They've looked sluggish. They've looked, it just, even when they put up points, it don't feel or look like a good offense. And a lot of it has to do with the offensive line. Right now, the Giants are dealing with their issues. It was reported that came out their first round pick, Abdul Carter, was sleeping through meetings or something like that. So now you may kind of know why, he may not have, I think, even recorded a sack this season. So, and maybe why they didn't trade Kayvon Thibodeau yet. Brian Burns is getting pile drive and by offensive linemen into the pavement or into the turf, whatever it was, the grass. The head coach got fired, and might be an offensive coordinator candidate for the Lions next year. Brian Daboll, who knows? So really, it's one of those games. If you miss it, you miss it. I don't know what they can do. They did a great game plan last week. I think they were playing the Packers last week. They had a great game plan. This Jameis threw a pick at the end. They moved the ball. Jameis was, very conservative with the ball, and they ran it with the Tracy guy, and it wasn't a bad game plan. They got some good defenders over there, and just at the end of the day, kind of like the Packers remind me of us, it's just still shaky. Really good defensive team, offensively shaky. So the Giants gonna win this game. What they're gonna do is they got to find a way to run the football, keep the ball out of the Lions' hands, and then they got the pass rushers to get after the quarterback. Start hitting Goff early, even if you got to you got to take some chances. Start hitting them early and often. That would be my remedy to it. Get that ball, run the clock down, and when Goff, offensively, and try to score touchdowns. And when Goff get the football, and Lions go hit him high, hit him low. Remember that was on the Space Jam soundtrack. And for the Lions, to be honest with you, with the Lions, Just, run the football, try to establish the run, play action, get down the field, and defensively, if Jameis start or Jackson start, and they've been doing a lot better under Calvin Shepard with stopping mobile quarterbacks. Jalen Hurts had some runs last week that caught him off guard a little bit because he hadn't been running that much. But yeah. So I mean, you know, but get it down the field. You know, play action and get it down the field. That's it. I mean, this is not a really great matchup, honestly. Who really cares? It's like, if I had tickets, I'd be trying to give them away to this game. If I had tickets, I would be dying to give them away. So, I mean, like I said before, it's not a great matchup. Who really cares? No neighbors, no scatterboo. The real thing is next Thursday at home versus the Green Bay Packers. And in my opinion, that's the season right there. That's the season. That's the season next week. Chicago, they got Pittsburgh at home. I'm not sure who Green Bay got this week. Oh, they play Minnesota. That's the season next week. Next week is the season. They lose this game. Oh, it's definitely over with. I mean, I feel like it's over with now. I don't think they're gonna make the playoff, but they lose next week and this week, which I don't see them losing this week. If they lose next week, it's over. Pack them up. If they don't pack up the Packers, pack up the season. That's the season next week. That's the season. They lose that game, pack them up. They might as well just start the tank to get a quarterback. That's what I say. You lose, and then you got the Cowboys, the Rams, the Steelers, the Vikings, the Bears. So in reality, they probably can't lose more than one more game. So, but I mean, honestly, they probably gonna lose that Packer game next week. I don't have no faith in these guys, honestly. They that bad offensively. They beat the Cowboys. They'll lose against the Rams. They'll beat the Steelers at home. They should beat the Vikings. And then it's like them to go to Chicago the last game of the season and fucking lose. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see, man. But I like them in this game, 31-13, depending on who the quarterback is. I'm guessing it's going to be Jackson Dart. Follow me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, Instagram, everything inside the link tree piece.